What's up, everybody? Yes, I am back. I am here, actually redoing an episode. Apparently, I don't like to record episodes and actually schedule them. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna record a bunch of episodes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and switch everything up because why not? So, the episode that was supposed to drop, you get this one. I don't know why. It's on my mind. Feel like it's important. It's holiday season. There's so much traveling. It's actually the busiest travel time of the year. From that Thanksgiving, like the week before Thanksgiving, all the way till New Year's. One of the biggest travel times of the year. And it's only going to get busier as we lead towards Christmas and we've got Hanukkah. And just in general, kids are out of school, whether you don't celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or anything, kids are getting out of school. So families are like, hey, we're going to travel. Maybe we'll go on vacation, maybe go see. Or you're like me and you're like, you know what? My kid gets a week off of Thanksgiving. Let's go take a week and go to Michigan. But let's not do it the week of Thanksgiving because I'm extremely busy that week. Let's do it the Saturday after and make him miss a week of school. I don't do it all the time, but it's second grade. It's a lot harder when they get older and they've got actual stuff to do. And not that I want him to be behind on anything by any means, but I also feel like these times don't happen very often where we can't sit here and, just take our kids out and experience stuff. So that's what I did. That's why you still have a little bit of this tiredness going on because it was an exhausting travel. Um, and then going back to work, after essentially almost 8 days is exhausting. And now I'm getting into that 3 weeks till Christmas, and I'm just going to be exhausted. I've accepted. It was essentially a moment. I should have worn these anyway. It was essentially a moment where I was like, let's recharge the batteries. And that downtime between Thanksgiving and Christmas, that week is slower for me in general. So let's recharge the batteries. Let's let's just get away. Maybe you just sleep and maybe you eat too much. And I definitely didn't work out like I wanted to. I've been back a couple days now, so I'm back into it. And maybe you just relieve some of that stress because the battles you have to face from work and then wrapping up your Christmas stuff. And then I've got some other things that I've got to deal with that I'm just not happy about, but I knew they were coming and it's time to deal with it. So just stuff like that. And get through and get ready for the new year and kind of put up the boxing gloves and let's say, hey, look, we're going to go at it. We're going to knock this out and we're going to make it happen. But I know I've talked about traveling before and I got to talk about it again, guys. I got to. This is why I'm doing this. Especially in the latest, we had the government shutdown. Bunch of nerds. Nerds. You can tell I'm tired. That's the only word I could come up with, and then it came back and then we saw what was going on at the airports. It literally became a situation where I didn't know if I was going to be able to go back to Michigan. That had it gone on another week, my flight probably would have been canceled. I'll be honest with you, or it wouldn't have been worth it for me to go. As it was, guys, I don't know why I keep getting this alert on my computer. Hopefully, you guys can't see it. I doubt you can. I may just talk into the alert. Leave the alert there. Who cares? But it's crazy because let me go back. Let me just wind up here. As it is, my flight, mind you, this was shortly, I think it was like right in the middle, like the early stages of the government shutdown. So nothing had truly been affected just yet as far as the airports go. But I got a email saying that they changed my flight. Okay, and I had options. I could accept the changes or I could go through and try to rebook. Well, one of the changes had me leaving on a Saturday about 3 o'clock. So not a bad time. Get to Detroit about 6-ish. Still plenty of time. Like you can enjoy the evening and just chill, and then boom, you got the next day. So not a late flight, not an early flight. Had me leaving relatively at the normal time. I think we were going to leave at like 11-ish, 11:30. No, we were going to leave at, what was it? I think we were leaving at 12, like 12:05. So again, getting back before rush hour traffic, getting back before evening, getting back at a decent time for myself and Luke. Not a problem. The change was so drastic and no explanation. We're bumping your flight from 3 o'clock till 6 o'clock in the morning. Your time is 11:05 now that you'll leave Detroit to head back home. So that wasn't that bad. Straight through. Okay. I cut my nose too. Either that or it got really dry. Oh, it hurts right there. And so the return flight wasn't that bad. But 6 a.m. Let's put it in perspective here for you. 6 a.m. is an early freaking flight. It's an early flight for somebody without kids. It's an early flight with a single person, double, a couple, whatever, and with kids. It's early. Because here's the thing. The airport is 40 minutes away, give or take. Give or take. That early in the morning, you're not going to rush into, see any traffic. So 40 minutes away. You're supposed to be at the airport, like 90 minutes early? Everybody's like, well, 2 hours early, 90 minutes. Well, with everything that's going on, you never know. So for me, I don't need a 2-hour window to be at the airport. I don't think that's necessary. It's the Friday, it's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Everybody's either come back already, or they're going to come back Sunday, or they're coming back later that day. Leaving out that early in the morning, I'm not saying it's not going to be busy, but it's not nearly the traffic jam at the airport. So I'm like, all right, do I leave at 3:30? Do I get up at 3? So I knew I was getting up at 3, period. Get up at 3, get my coffee going, do some last minute packing, get the animals together, my cat. I'm going to wake up Luke about 3:30, 3:45, probably 3:30. Which, again, you're waking up. Who wants to wake up at 3:30? I don't. Sure don't. Matter of fact, when I got up, I didn't even want coffee. I was like, screw it, I'll get in at the airport before we board. And I parked at outside of the airport, within like a mile of the airport. It's called the parking spot. It's great. It's cheap. It's they take you right there. The shuttle's right there, 24/7. I've used them all the time. I get points. I think I earned like a free day or something. It's a piece of cake. You park at the airport. It's stupid. The Uber I had looked at, it's just too complicated. Not dealing with it. Lyft and all that. Not dealing with it with the kid. Boom, we go. Done. I know where my car is. No problem. So I got to get to the parking spot, and then I got to get my bags, and I got to get on a shuttle. It's not that that's a long time, but it is a little bit extra, but still no problem. Luke and I, dude, I woke him up. He was like, yeah, Dad, let's go. Buddy, I'm going to put a hoodie on you. He wanted to wear his jammy jams. I got everything in the car. He was ready to go. He was super chatty for most of the ride there. He knew it was going to suck, but he just I'm just ready to go. It's a straight flight to Michigan, 3 hours. I don't even know if it was 3 hours, because when we got to, and this is what I'm getting to, I accepted the changes to the flight if I'm leaving at 6 a.m. I guess I should backtrack, guys. I apologize. That was the option, to accept that flight or look for another flight. Instantly, I looked for another flight. There was a flight later that day, but we would have a 3-hour layover in Atlanta. There's nothing like going to Michigan via Atlanta from Texas. So I could have left 3 o'clock, got to Atlanta. I don't know what time. Let's say 6. I don't know if it's 3 hours to Atlanta, but let's just assume. I think it is. Then we got a 3-hour window or 2 hour, 45 minutes that we got to sit. Then we got to fly back to Michigan, who's already an hour and ahead. We ain't getting there till late. That's miserable for Luke. That's miserable for me. That was the only option, or I could refund my money. When I start to look at other days, it ain't lining up. So I talked to Luke. I'm like, dude, let's just, what do you want, buddy? Nah, Dad, let's just get up early. So needless to say, we got up early. Like I said, he was fine. We get to the parking spot, pull right in. Soon as I park, I get my bags out. Luke's got his backpack. Boom. Shuttle's there. Only one's on the shuttle. Walk in, scan the bag, drop it off, walk right in line. It said 12 minutes in line for TSA. Took us 9. Walk up, boom, boom, bada bing, bada boom, see ya. They had these new, you know how you don't have to take your shoes off anymore, but they had these new scanners. You don't got to take your electronics out at all. It's like this big old dome, looks like a coffin, it looks like a CAT scan. They said, no, just leave everything in. I went to take my hat off. He's like, no, dude, don't take your hat off. I'm like, oh, okay. In, boom. Start walking. We're like, we're here, dude. I'm looking at time. I'm like, oh, it's about 5:10. We know where our gate is. We're going to get a snack. There's a snack, like a little snack place right there. Luke, oh, I know it's expensive, but even though I pack snacks, I always let him get snacks. And I had brought like some muffins and stuff. And I grabbed water, no problem. No problem. There's a Starbucks right there. Not too busy of a line. As soon as we walk up, oh, there it is. We hear now boarding. They started boarding like 25 minutes early. Now, I knew they weren't going to take off, but I'm like, what? And the line starts getting bigger. I'm like, Luke, do you want to get in or do you want to go? He's like, yeah, let's just get on the plane. I'm like, oh, God. Now I got to go another additional 3 hours without coffee. We get on the plane. It sucks, right? It's not miserable. It's just tight. The seats are not comfortable. They're not even remotely comfortable. It's like I have had more comfortable seats going to a beat up. There used to be this. I think the movie theater's still there. I don't know. Actually, it might not be. I was just there, and I don't know. South Lion Cinema, and you've heard me talk about this on the podcast for a long time. I've talked about how we would go every Friday to the movies, and that's where we'd start off. Whether we'd stay there, whether we'd watch the film or not, that was the game plan. 8th grade, hey, drop us off at the movies, okay, and then you just roam around the streets, go do some things you aren't supposed to do, or maybe you stay for the film. But we would always go there. I've had seats there that were not comfortable. It's an old theater. It's a local town, one screen, cheap, $1.50, whatever, dollar theater, $2 on the Prime movies. Thin padded seats that are more comfortable than these freaking airline seats that are metal with no cushion, hurting my butt cheeks, like just crap. And then you're in there, and I'm in the middle, and Luke's at the window, and I'm like, and then my legs, and I hate it. I hate it. So, but it's a fast. Honestly, Luke was fine with the muffins. He was a little thirsty, but he fell asleep, so I didn't have to worry about that. I fell asleep for like 20 minutes, but by the time anything got to the point where like, I want to get out, we were landed. We were landed in Detroit. No big deal. Done. Okay. So that's that. That's that. I'm not going to talk about the trip or anything, but that's that. On the way back, though, here's the kicker. About 2.5 days, 3 days, I'm like, let me just make sure, God, my nose. Let me make sure what time my flight leaves on Friday. Just double check. I was just thinking about it. And I was like, just so I can set a timer so I can check in. You got to check in Thursday, 24 hours ahead of time. I looked, there's been a change to your flight. Now, I was not checking my email very much while I was gone. Number one, don't care. Number two, there's nothing I need to worry about. There's only a few people I need to talk to via text. I was really trying to just go off the grid. I mean, off the phone grid, that is. And I'm looking, and there's a change to my flight, right? What could be that change? The time, I can tell I'm way ahead of myself. I'm not doing this podcast very well. The time is the same, the departure time. But I look at the arrival and I'm like, God, that's way late. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? They added a layover with an option to change. I could leave a day early. I could leave later, which would put me back way late, still have a layover, or I could accept it. Well, that's not a lot of changes from somebody who's got to get back in town and waiting, and no reason whatsoever, no communication as to why, nothing. And I'm going to Jersey. Why am I going back? Why am I going the opposite way? Why am I driving? Why am I flying an hour and 10 minutes from Detroit to New Jersey just to go sit to fly from Jersey to Texas, which is, by the way, 50 more minutes or, well, no, it's not. It's actually relatively the same. It ended up being almost an hour longer with no explanation. And we just have to take it because I'm in another state. I have to get back at this time. I don't have the luxury of screw it. Let's just leave tomorrow, or maybe we'll leave 2 more days. And why should I have to cut my vacation short? You're not giving me any bonus. Hey man, sorry you have to cut your vacation short. We're leaving tomorrow. You're gonna ruin my plan. Like, why are we at the mercy of these asinine, greedy airport or corporations that run these airlines? Why are we at the mercy of them? It's like a streaming service in the air. They completely monopolize it. They manipulate the ticket sales and they screw you. And they just charge you for farting in the busted seat cushion. The only time you even get good service or good anything seats is if you fly overseas, and then you better still be careful because I know some people that have flown overseas on long flights, international flights, and they're bad. What are we doing here? So I'm like, crap, Luke, we're going to Jersey. I can't even hang out with my boys in Jersey. I got some friends there like that live further away from the airport. I'd love to go hang out. Hey, we're there for a day. Let's got a 6-hour layover. Let's dip, bro, and I'll come back. Can't even do it because it's 2 hours. Luke was like, what? Okay. And he's such a good kid, man. He's such an adventure. Yeah, let's just go on an adventure. It's like freaking Frodo. I'm going on an adventure. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to go to Jersey, Okay. So we go, that's the situation. Flight to Jersey, it's like, by the time you get up in the air, you're landing in Jersey. The way we went, we got to see all the New York skyline and the Empire State Building. Luke was freaking out, dude. He pointed it out to me. I didn't believe him. We saw it. Super cool. Amazing. We land in Jersey. Cool airport. I'll take a pee. We don't got to worry about our luggage. Let's go walk around. Okay, Dad. We don't want to get a Starbucks or anything, obviously, because we already had that morning. So we're walking around looking at shops. We get a water. We get some snacks. I get a magnet. I love magnets. It's the old man in me. Luke has always liked magnets too, so we've always kind of made that a thing. And it's simple and it's fun. And then we go get some amazing, very expensive seafood. But it was amazing and fresh. It was super good. And then we're kind of reading and playing games. And before you know it, the 2 hours is up and we're getting on the plane. The plane is not sold out. But of course, the row I'm in is packed. Got a guy next to me not talking, doesn't even want to move. So that's fun. I'm in the middle, Luke's fine. We're getting halfway through and I'm just ready to get home. That's the worst part about the trip, right? You just want to get home. Turbulence. Significant amount of turbulence. Like More so than I probably felt on any other flight, like shake, boom, and then it's a little drop here and there. Nothing bad. But then there was like a pretty significant like thud. And I'm like, okay. It looks like, Dad, what's up? I'm like, turbulence, man. It could be a storm. Captain, okay, your seatbelts, blah, blah, blah. He's like, we're going to experience some turbulence. And we did. Long story short, I don't know. I'm not an airline. I don't work for the airlines. I don't know how it works, but I'm not an idiot. They either went above it, below it, or around it. I don't know, but they were avoiding it. It essentially added 45 to 4, maybe even more. Let's round it up, 50 minutes to the flight. I know you're thinking, Brandon, they got enough fuel for that. They got enough fuel. He told us we're going to be landing a little bit later than anticipated, unless we can make up some time, but we're hitting some choppy blah, blah, blahs. My son is on the verge, okay? And I'm not gonna do this podcast about him being on the verge. I don't blame him. We got enough drinks, we got enough snacks. I watched the entire Diddy documentary, okay? Sean Combs, The Reckoning by 50 Cent on my phone. And then I watched Young Sheldon with Luke because he fell asleep for a minute. So I was like, I'm gonna watch Diddy. There's 4 parts, guys. Actually, no, I didn't watch it all. I watched 3 because I already watched 1 before. It felt like at one point Luke looked out the window and said, Dad, it feels like we're not moving. And he was not wrong. And these seats were so freaking uncomfortable. No Wi-Fi on the plane, not even an option to buy, okay, or rent or whatever you do. So I would have done it. I'd have paid the $7 for his Wi-Fi just to make him happy and me happy. Couldn't do it. I can't text anybody, let them know we're going to be late. I can't let people know what's going on. Luke is on the brink. The flight attendants aren't offering, even though we're late, and all they're doing is selling. Would you like anything for purchase? Would you like this for purchase? They can't even say, hey, screw it. Here's a little tiny water, some nuts. Here's a chip. Nothing. Constant. Just rude. Hey, we'll be by with trash in a minute. Like, the seats, razor thin cushions. Like, I swear to God, that like the cheapest shoes from Walmart are more comfortable to sit on or sleep on with their cushion than these stupid planes. Oh, thank you for flying with us. We hope to fly with you again. Bro, I don't ever want to see you again. Not to mention, by the time you land, I'm waiting 25 minutes to get my luggage. And the carousel's not even turning. Like, it's so ghetto. It's so ghetto. Flying is stupid. Flying is stupid. I'm sorry. And everybody's like, well, you could drive. Have you seen my car? But this is the thing that pisses me off the most is back in the day. Yes, I know you used to be able to smoke on the airplanes. You also be able to do the Mile High Club. I don't know how anybody's doing that now. Number one, the bathrooms are super tight. So let's say you can manage to pull it off. They always got people sitting there by the bathroom. You ain't doing no Mile High Club. At least the rich are. I mean, Diddy's probably doing it with people he shouldn't be. 1,000 gallons of baby oil. Freak. But back in the day, oh my God, we're flying. Yeah, we would dress a little nicer. You had more leg room. But greed and consumption and demand, and I don't want to hear about the cost of this. I'm still paying a 9/11 tax to pay for something that I didn't ask for. Why am I being taxed for 9/11? I know what it goes towards. I don't want to pay. You get nothing. And then they all have these things where you could join the club and get these points and you get this. We also offer more leg room if you buy this. I was at work and I was like, man, I got this couple extra. It might be kind of cool to treat Luke and I for one of the seats with the bigger cushions. Just me and him, right? The price of the seat is stupid, but it wasn't bad. I didn't even have the option to buy it because I would have to upgrade my ticket. to have the option. What? And then they have this thing where you bid on seats. You bid on seats. What do you mean I'm bidding on seats? Why? What does that even mean? So it's like an eBay for seat and you might not get it. So you're just pissing money away? The other thing too on the way back, I've never had this happen in my life. I'm usually, yes, I pack a lot of stuff. And I almost checked an extra bag and I should have for Luke because it wouldn't have been as much, but I didn't. And I knew we were going to get stuff in Michigan. My bag was 6 pounds overweight. Like me. Okay. Well, I could put a couple things in my backpack, but I already did that. I could have put a couple things in Luke's backpack. I already did that. And I was bringing some beers back. Not a lot, but some. And I do that all the time. I had to unload a pair of shoes, one of Luke's sketchbooks. Luckily, he's got another one. 3 of my beers, my 16 ounces, and I'm not going to get back to my parents, get them to me, which bummed me out. And I think my little mini speaker, it's like that big. Because if I didn't, it was $125 extra. $125 extra. Not like $10 a pound. I mean, this ain't like the meat market. It's $125 extra to load up that. Stop it. Everything's a la carte. Nothing. They're not happy. They got no friendly service. But meanwhile, you got our air transportation czar, whatever he is, telling us to be respectful, telling us to wear, dress up, be classy when you come on the airplane. Stop putting me in a dumpster for $500 one way and cramming, excuse me, I almost burped right there, and cramming me. I'm getting heated, guys. I'm burping up some vomit. And cramming me next to a bunch of people that don't want to be there and charging me $5 for a bag of chips, a snack pack. Or we have a cheese board here for $30. Wait, cheese board? That's a freaking Lunchable. You know what? I'd be happy to like maybe consider, I don't know. I don't think that dressing up is the way to go for airlines. And somebody said, well, what does dressing up or what does self-respect have to do with the airlines being bad? It has nothing to do with self-respect, but I don't think we should be judging people for what they wear. We're supposed to be comfortable. So me wearing like Adidas pants and a hoodie and Luke wearing like pajamas and a hoodie and his ball cap or, his beanie, or actually he wore Adidas pants and a hoodie and a jacket. That's not dressing up. I know you're not going to go on there with a thong, okay? I mean, maybe some people have. I understand that. But don't start dictating what I have to wear and don't start dictating what you think I should wear. So these airline asshats are going to start making that part of their prerequisite and still charge us for sitting on a busted tire and not giving us anything. You can kiss my busted tire from here to across the street. Spirit's the worst. They suck. Delta can't even land. Dude, Delta was grounded at McNamara Airport, all flights, because of another computer issue. Because we're so antiquated and behind the times, they didn't stay on top of it. And we're all supposed to take it. Oh, well, it's just part of flying. Somebody tells me that it's just part of flying again. Sit down. It's not part of flying. It's a problem. It is a problem. It's the worst. I hate flying. It makes me not want to go anywhere. And when I get my new car, I'm just going to drive. And I'm going to drive to places that are not more than 3 hours away. So I guess I'll be going to Texas and Houston and Broken Bow. And yeah, that's what you get, bro. I mean, I might drive a little further north because these flights suck. I mean, they are bad. Oh, they're bad. I don't know what you're saying. Well, Brandon, why'd you fly Spirit? I didn't pay for the ticket, number one. Oh, why are you complaining? Because I think it's a waste of everybody's money. I flew to Disney and I did not have this problem, by the way. And the seats that we sat on weren't great, but it was a straight shot. And I know nobody can predict the weather. I understand. But the compensation, bro, give my kids some water. Give me some food. Like, do some. Why are there planes with no internet on them in 2025, almost 2026? Why? I mean, it's bad enough you go to the airport. I can't bring my beverage through because, God forbid, my water might be a problem. But really, it has nothing to do with that. All you want me to do is dump it so that I can go buy a $9 water to contribute to more revenue at the airport. You go to Costco, they buy like these pallets of water for cheap. They get them from the distributor for cheap, and then they charge us $9 a water. What are we doing, dude? Like, it's enough already. And they're doing it. It's across the board, man. Everybody's like, well, I have this credit card where I rack up this many points and I can sit in a comfortable seat. Well, boo hoo, freaking, that's great. I'm not Scrooge McDuck, dude. Okay? Ain't freaking DuckTales, bro. I don't want a credit card where I got to rack up points just to get a comfortable seat. There's fucking Hunger Games on the flight, for God's sakes. I just dropped the F bomb. But yeah, it's ridiculous. And I'm looking because Luke and I are flying. We got a place we're going to go this summer, and then we got another trip in the fall. And I'm like, bro, you know what? I need to really plan this out, start January, February, book my tickets early and see what I can manipulate. First off, I'm not going on Spirit. Spirit is toilet. Most of these places are. Definitely not going on Delta because they don't know how to update. So now, like, Southwest has some moments, plus it's out of Love Field. I know they'll soon be at DF Dub, but I hate DF Dub, so stick me in Love Field. And that's like a prerequisite now. But the problem is, a lot of the times with Southwest going out of Love Field, you got a layover. I ain't doing layovers with Luke no more. It's not fair to him, dude. It's not fair to me. I don't want to go to, like, hey, we're flying to Chicago this summer. But first, let's go to New York, then go back to Chicago. What? We're going to go to California, then Chicago. Right? What? You don't give me anything for that. It's not like they said, hey, if you take this layover that's a little more extended than we thought, we're going to give you a $100 gift card. Not to the airlines, just a Visa $100 gift card. Boom. Or, hey, you know what? We're going to free meal on us up to $50, $100, whatever. Hey, you know what? We screwed up. Here's free internet on the way home. Nothing. Just they make you take it. Oh, I hate it. It's awful, guys. Good trip. Won't be doing that I'm not going back to Michigan for a while. For those of you that I didn't get to see, it sucked. I do miss some of you guys, man. I was really bummed out that, just didn't work out with some of you. The ones I did get to see, great. Despite the Ariana Grande smell, that's a thing. Ariana Grande. Yes, it's vanilla, but we all have to make fun of this person who bought Ariana Grande spray from Myers. Let's call her out. Just saying. And yes, it's vanilla, so vanilla always smells good. But it is Ariana Grande. So anyway, because that was cool. It was cool. Got to swing by Witch's Hat. Southline Hotel still sucks. Luckily, we weren't there. It wasn't even open. But, it was just good, man, to chill and hang out with people. And Lions won. By the way, I'll say it again for my Cowboys fans. Lions won. So that was cool. But yeah, now I probably won't go back for a little bit just because I got some other things I got to do. And I just can't take the trips all the time to Michigan, no offense. But I got other things I want to do with vacation time that I want to do with my son and myself and not fly in the worst flight possible. Ugh. I don't know. Am I wrong? I mean, some of it, like I said, yeah, you can't do anything about the weather, but it's the lack of like compensation and the way that they treat us that just got me tripping, I mean, Why should I have to pay an extra $200, $300 just to sit in comfort? You know, I would much rather have all the seats be nice and you charge us from then, or at least I know that no matter what, I'm getting a nice seats. And then you have the upper echelon, like the true first class. But no, they don't even try. They're awful seats. Oh, just god awful. All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta get ready. I gotta go somewhere. So let me know what you think. I'll be back next week. We're so close to the holidays, guys. See you next time. Have a good one. Fly anywhere but Spirit.